Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Alan Joins. I'm the mayor of the city of Winston-Salem. We're delighted to have you here in our your new refurbished fire station here on Ogburn Avenue. We were just reminiscing that it was pretty hot. If I remember the day we did the the groundbreaking out here to start this off here. So it's great to see the neighbors back out here as we've now come to the culmination of this for a real special ceremony that I've learned that instead of cutting a ribbon, we're going to decouple the hose here in a little bit to officially open the station. Uh-oh. We've got to go. Everybody get on the truck. As you might recall, the work on the station was paid for by the bonds that you all approved back in 2014. We had $139 million of bonds approved by the citizens for a variety of projects throughout the city, something over 300 projects that we've been able to do, and a lot of it has been building new fire stations and reworking existing fire stations to bring them up to modern days. So we're just really thrilled here on Ogburn Avenue as we have opening this new refurbished station today. We are in the Northeast Ward, of course, and we're here with Council Member and Mayor Pro Tem Vivian Burke, and I'd like to ask her to make comments if she would like.
It is my pleasure to greet you, to the mayor and council members, to the chief and staff. I'm especially pleased and happy for this occasion. I ride up, this little station's been here a long time. And when I was told, and the city manager, I see the city manager and his staff, that we were gonna do this, I was so pleased and happy. This is like a little neighborhood fire station. So I'm not gonna talk long, as you know, and as you can see, I've been through some trying times, but I love this city, and this is my first official something that I've done since I've been ill. And I say God is good, God is great. And I want the citizens in the Northeast Ward to know, and in this particular area, how much I appreciate you. And I thank you, and I'm going to give the mayor permission to act like he's the head of this board, and I'm going to let him carry on. Okay.
Thank you, Councilmember Burke. We're always delighted to be in the Northeast Ward. We know it's been taken good care of there. We are joined by two other council members today, Councilmember Jeff McIntosh from the Northwest Ward and Councilmember John Larson from the South Ward. Both of them have yielded their time to Chief Mayo for his comments. But we're delighted to be here. The city manager was recognized and members of his staff as well. Let me just now turn the program over to Chief William Trey Mayo for comments, and we'll move forward.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon. Mr. Mayor, Madam Mayor Pro Tem, Council Members McIntosh and Larson, we appreciate you all joining us this afternoon. Particularly, we've seen some folks show up from the neighborhood who were here for the groundbreaking, and we certainly are glad you all came back. Chief Anthony Farmer was back there in the back, and he was the fire chief. Good to see you. This was his project in the very initial stages when it was getting loaded up to go on the bond package, into the bond package. And speaking about the bonds, I want to thank the city council, city manager and his staff, and particularly the voters for getting this in the package and then approving it. And you know, when the voters did that, they took over the obligation for paying the bills for this renovated facility. I also want to thank the city's Director of Engineering. I haven't seen him, Robert Presswood, but architect Bill Brake is here, as is Audie Carter from RPM Partners. The three of them hung in there with us for a long time with this project, and well, they probably learned that fire chiefs have some peculiarities about how things ought to be, or how at least they think things ought to be. Chief Frank Stowe is here. He was the chief of logistics when this project started, so he kind of got to, he was on the front end during the groundbreaking, and then Chief Harry Brown was not able to join us this afternoon, but he is now the Assistant Chief of Logistics. So he was responsible for the move-in, and then I couldn't end my thanks without thanking Ed McNeil and his staff and in the city's marketing and communications department for the nice job that they always do with helping us with these special events and working with our fire and life safety educator who handles sort of marketing for the fire department, Sabrina Stowe. So Fire Station 9 was originally constructed in 1964. That was during a long abandoned era of public safety deployment that the city abandoned in 1987. And under that arrangement, fire staffing was not what it is today. Fire staffing was, so we had firefighters at the station, and then they responded to a fire with the apparatus, and a cadre of police officers who were trained in fire suppression met them at the scene to supplement fire staffing. And so this building originally was not designed for a modern fire service deployment model. But as of now, we are fortunate to have added an additional apparatus bay. It's on the other side of the fire station. We have additional dormitory space. We have additional office space. And those things are now sufficient to support multi-company operations, which has never been within the capacity of this facility. There are now accommodations for female firefighters, and as heart attacks continue to be the #1 killer of firefighters, the station now contains room for physical training. It has a laundry room with utilities to support cleaning and decontamination of both station uniforms and structural firefighting gear. The front of the station features a medical treatment room where firefighters can assess and treat walk-up medical patients without exposing the interior living spaces of the fire station to potentially infectious diseases or bodily fluids. That space might also accommodate public services such as being a point of dispensing for the health department. It could support public health initiatives like being a safe station location for abusers of opioids who are seeking assistance. You know, it's sort of in short, I would tell you that we now have the capacity to stretch to meet the service demands during ice storms, floods, tornadoes, and other natural and man-made disasters. And while it's raining now, this is not the most beautiful day we've had recently in Winston-Salem. In terms of call load, this is a pretty routine day, and that's the way, like almost all fire departments are, we're staffed for the routine day. We need to have capacity for the non-routine days, and we now have that in this facility. And I would say, you know, kind of winding that up, that, you know, the community knows where this fire station is, so when after, you know, a tornado, hurricane, some other event like that, when street signs are down and utilities are out, the community knows where this fire station is, and they'll come here for assistance. It's not designed to be a shelter, but it is designed in such a way that it can act sort of as a forward operating base in situations where city services need to be decentralized for a period of time. So we're proud of this new facility and hope those in the community it serves will look on it with admiration and trust that future city leaders and residents will appreciate its functionality for decades to come. So thank you all again for joining us today, and we're going to, when we make this official with the hose uncoupling and engine 9 is going to take its place in position here in the apparatus room, please hang around with us. That side of the station is cooler than it is out here, so please tour with us, and we have some refreshments for you in the kitchen area, so hang around and enjoy those with us.